in my gang, and those of you who are looking to join, of course, uh, hello. Welcome back to Doctor Doctor Manor. Doctor, you don't give up usually. Your patients like you. That's weird. Is it that weird? I'd like to think I'm a likable person when I want to be. If that's not a very sociopathic thing to say, I don't know what is.
Midnight each day.
On Valentine's.
Alright. We left it in the middle of a chapter because it, was going on a bit long last time. Now we're back. I feel like my chat box is supposed to say chat box on it or something at the top. Hope it's not broken. Whatever. No one watches. Doesn't matter. Just there just in case. You never know. Right, I haven't thought of anything else to say to these people, and we're gonna keep it that way. By the way, quick note. I know YouTube has been, like, burying anyone's videos when they mention the virus. But, it's actually relevant here, so I don't have to work at the moment because of it. Like, my area of the world has been shut down. So, 2 weeks minimum. Could be longer, I don't know. I don't have to work, so, you know, maybe I'll be doing this a little more often. I could spend it doing something more productive, but, you know, I like doing this too, so, whatever. Anyways, let's play the game. Breezy Claire. I'm not talking to you. We're talking to Elen, aka Angel of Death, aka not Jane Topman, aka doesn't make out with her patients. Maybe she does, I don't know. Let's see. I remember she works in like a retirement home, and she's a nurse. But she deals with old people, so it's like a retirement home, I guess. And, for whatever reason, they all seem to die around her. She has a really high body count in that respect. And she also likes alternative medicine that might be related to why people are dying. Maybe she's giving them unsafe things. That's what I remember about her. Also really weird about the afterlife. How are you? Or Valentine's Day, that's the big thing we're supposed to be asking today. Gotcha. So, what's up?
Sorry, no.
Yeah. What's ain't a word? It's more like, what?
I don't know.
I meant that the apostrophe, but it's right next to the enter key. Anyways. Hello. Hello.
I haven't had a great day, to be honest. Someone accused me of stealing from my patients, which I would never do. Plus, Hilda's getting worse.
Did you say Hilda? Hilda is getting worse?
Hilda's the one I mentioned in our last session. She's dying. I can tell. I need to see her before it's too late.
What do you mean you need to see her before it's too late? Why do you have to watch everyone die, you fucking creep? Before it's too late?
To help her finish her unfinished business. People who are dying always have things they wish they could do before they go. We leave a lot of loose ends in our lives. We're very messy that way.
Do you have Lucy ends?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't think I have any loose ends. I don't know what that says about me.
Then why do you assume everyone else does? You whack job. Okay, what kind of loose ends does Hilda have? It's hard to tell when I'm capitalizing things or not because the whole font is in caps. It's just big or small. I kind of like. It doesn't make sense that an A would be a completely different shape just because it's lowercase, but not what we're used to reading, is it? All just getting worse. How do you help them?
No.
I know I spelled them wrong. How do you help them? There we go.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, you woman.
Hilda's the one I mentioned in our last session. She's dying. I can tell.
You can tell
I
she's
need
dying.
to see her before it's too late.
How can you tell she is dying? The DYE or just die?
I can sense it, you know? It's like when you're outside and there's a sudden change in the light or the air feels different and you know it's going to rain. It's like that. I always know when one of my patients is fading, even before the doctors know. Their energy changes. It sounds silly when I put it into words. I sound like my mum.
You sure you're just not deciding when these people are ready to die and then killing them? Crazy woman? Is that how you felt about Dr. Dekker? Maybe. We'll ask that question later. If it's relevant, if there's loose ends. Oh, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Everything looks right in here. Yeah. No star there. Guess we're good.
To help her finish her unfinished business. People who are dying always have things they wish they could do before they go. We leave a lot of loose ends in our lives. We're very messy that way.
Why do you help them with their unfinished fuzziness? I think that's how you spell that.
Hilda wants to see her daughter. She's in Australia, so I'm going to have to use my talent.
Your talent?
I feel like you're asking me questions.
I didn't put a T in there. Your talent.
I don't know. Are you happy, Doctor?
That was a weird no response, right? What talent? Did I spell talent wrong? Hold on, Yes, I did spell it wrong. 2 L's. Gotcha. Here, this one. I'll take that.
I can change my skin. What I look like. I can turn into a patient's loved one. I just hold their hand and ask them to imagine that the person they want to see is sitting right here next to them, and I become them. It's how I help them move on. That's how I comfort them.
That's a very creepy sounding talent. I knew this didn't look right. That's why I tried turning it back on. Hey, now I don't feel like I'm forgetting anything. Right, that's a very weird talent. So, not so much that she can change her skin, but that people can project their thoughts onto her, question mark? Does she read thoughts? Is this the person I thought was a mind flayer last time? I don't think so. What question should I ask? You become them? I know she kind of already explained it, but like I feel like it wants me to ask it again.
No, it doesn't hurt at all. I don't think it's
Doesn't
a
hurt.
physical thing. I don't think my body actually changes. I think it's more like an illusion, like my energy changes or something.
Your energy. You sound like my mom. Your energy changes?
Um, it just sort of fades when I let go of their hand. Obviously, I can't see myself, but I feel it leave me. If you get what I mean.
What? Is that related to, like, her energy? Which, I don't even know. I hate when they give me responses to things that aren't necessarily related to what I said. Were you accused of stealing? That's weird. How'd you comfort them? What are you doing about that? You didn't tell me anything else about Dekker. Uh, does it help them?
That's not really important. Ask me something else.
Okay. Let's see. Does it actually comfort them?
I only shift at work to help my patients. I don't have any interest in using it as a party trick or to deceive anyone.
Have you used it to trick anyone?
I don't really have anything to tell you about that.
Damn it. Have you used it as a party trick?
I think we've got a bit off track.
Woman. Why do you only use it at work?
I'm not sure about that.
Right, I don't even know where this came from, so we'll ask it.
This? Well, it started with this. It's a locket. Alice, one of my patients, gave it to me before she died.
He didn't give it to you. Hold on. Elen accused of stealing said it started with the locket. What else did patients given her? Hold on. Did she give it to you or a loved one that you looked like?
I don't really have anything to tell you.
Damn it, woman. Were you disguised? Disguised. And that's how you spell that. Disguised. When they gave you the locket.
No, that's not a question for me.
Woman, you know I can't spell. Fucking throw me a bone here, Elen. Throw me a nice juicy turkey leg. Right, have other patients given you things?
I have a few other things. A watch, a ring. One patient gave me a little china bird. They're not valuable, just trinkets, really.
They are not valuable. That valuable. Did you try to sell them?
Strictly speaking, all of the patient's belongings should be passed on to family members after they die. But Alice's son never visited. He didn't care about his mum. Why would he care about some worthless piece of jewellery? It just doesn't feel right to me. What do you think, Doctor? Am I wrong to keep the locket?
Yes. Yes, it is wrong. Why should you keep it? What value does it hold to you, other than it's a nice thing that you want and you got for free? It's not okay. Yes, it's wrong. What value does it hold to you?
Really? I don't see the harm. Alice wanted me to have it.
She didn't want you to have it, she wanted her son to have it.
Terry and all the other nurses just don't understand. I think we've got a bit off track.
Woman. She's like begging to get hit right now, bruh. She's acting as if these other identities are her, just because she doesn't know that she's changed, even though she does. No. No. Bad. Bad Elen.
Really? I don't see the harm. Alice wanted me to have it.
Did Alice want you to have it?
Alice was one of my favourites. She never held back, spoke her mind about everything. But she had a wicked sense of humour.
The other nurses don't get it?
I don't know. Really? I don't see the harm. Alice wanted me to have it.
I feel like harm's highlighted.
Terry and all the other nurses just don't understand.
Who is Terry?
Of course, it was Terry that accused me of stealing. One of the other nurses. She's actually trying to make out that I'm some kind of HSK.
That's a anagram, I think. Anagram, acronym, one of those words. HSK?
Healthcare serial killer. You know, like those nurses that kill loads of their patients.
Gotcha.
I'm
Angel of
surprised you
Death.
haven't heard of it. Anyway, because a few of my patients have died on me, and some of those patients have given me gifts, Terry thinks it means that I've been killing them off. Really? I don't see the harm.
You don't see the harm?
I feel like you're asking me questions about something I don't know. Really? I don't see the harm. Alice wanted me to have it. You and Terry and all the other nurses just don't understand. The bond I have with my patients.
There we go.
It's not
I
the
didn't use
same for the
understand
other
before.
nurses. They don't have my special talent.
Okay, we cleared out those. Were you accused of stealing?
This? Well, it started with this. It's a locket. Alice, one of my patients, gave it to me before she died.
Why did Alice give you the locket?
It was the one thing she held on to right until the end. Her most treasured possession. She said she wanted me to have it. You don't argue with a dying person's last wishes.
What if you did, though?
I only shift at work to help my patients. I don't have any interest in using it as a party trick or to deceive anyone.
Deceiv? Sound like she spelled it? Have you do use it to deceive people?
I don't think I'm deceiving my patients when I shift.
You absolutely
Helping
are.
them.
Helping them by deceiving them. Right, I don't know where else I'd go with that.
It just sort of fades when I let go of their hand. Obviously, I can't see myself, but I feel it leave me. If you get what I mean.
So her thing goes away when she lets go of people. You can feel energy. Well, that's...
I can change my skin. What I look like. I can turn into a patient's loved one. I just hold their hand and ask them to imagine that the person they want to see is sitting right here next to them, and I become them.
Do you need to hold their hand?
It only lasts for as long as I'm holding the hand. I think it needs that connection.
Got rid of the star on that one. You change your skin?
I don't know how it works. I just know that it does.
Okay.
I only shift at work to help my patients. I don't have any interest in using it as a party trick or to deceive anyone.
Have you ever shifted outside of work?
I've shifted a few times now. I honestly couldn't tell you how many.
Oh, I guess that did it, but again, it's not quite what I asked.
To help her finish her unfinished business. People who are dying always have things they wish they could do before they go. We leave a lot of loose ends in our lives. We're very messy that way.
We are messy.
Dr. Dekker almost certainly had unfinished business. He didn't know he was going to die. But
Well, no shit.
it's too late now. That's why I have to help Hilda while I can.
She doesn't know she's gonna die, you do. Huh, I did it. Alright, well, tell me about Valentine's Day. Tell me what you were doing on Valentine's Day.
um, actually, I had a hot date. It
With one of
wasn't
your
anything
patients.
serious, just some guy I know. But it was a nice date.
It was a hot
Different
one.
to what I'm used to.
A hot date with Sean Evans. uh, who was the guy?
His name is Max. He's
Max.
really sweet, but I don't see a future between us. He's not really my type.
Not old and dying. What is your type?
That's not really important. Ask me something else.
Tell me more about Max. Maximilian. A stud. Chad name. Douche name. One syllable.
I've known Max a couple of years, but this is the first time we've been on a date. I don't think he's boyfriend material.
Bro, what the fuck did Max even deserve for this? He just like asks you on a date and you're like, nah. Come on, that's fucked up, bro.
um, actually, I had a hot date.
Okay, what did you do on the date? Was it to murder someone together?
It was very traditional, old-fashioned, you know? Dinner at a nice restaurant. Then we went for a little walk along the pier, held hands, had a bit of a kiss. Then he called a cab and we went back to my place.
And then you fucked. Notice how all those activities were exhausting. That's the whole point. You gotta make them want to go to bed. And then they either fall asleep and you fucked up, or you got them just exhausted enough. And you fuck. And then you fall asleep. uh, you you went you went back to your place, not his. I think it's normally the dude's house, right? Because the dude's the scoundrel. He's the one trying to fuck, not her. Well, it's not really true, but you know, same deal. I don't think the dad's gonna come stab you because some chick's sleeping with his son. It's their way around. You gotta protect the daughter.
Um, I'm not sure what time Max left. Um, we fooled around for a bit at my place, so early hours of the morning.
Fuck. You fooled around.
What do you want me to say? It was Valentine's Day.
Oh, but
Everyone deserves a little loving on Valentine's Day.
okay, the implications of that sentence are creepy. Did she give her patience to loving because it was Valentine's Day, even though they're all old and lonely and dying? Right, I think we're out of stars here. Uh, everyone deserves a little loving.
Sorry, no.
Yeah, of course not. Okay. Can you tell me more about Dekker?
Yes, I had a session with Dr. Dekker on Valentine's Day.
Did you love him?
3 o'clock, I think. Just a few hours later, he was. I still can't get over it.
3 o'clock. That's pretty far from. Was it 10:30? Yeah, it's pretty damn far. She probably wasn't related, but she also might be killing people. It's not Dr. Dekker. How was he on Valentine's Day? That's an alright question. Oh, these finally popped up. I thought this was like a no response, like it's not even in our things when we wrote that. No, I'm not happy. Yes, I'm happy. Um, I don't know. That's where I'm at in my life. It's just a big I don't know. You know, I used to be depressed, but I kind of kicked that, and now like I wouldn't say I'm happy, but like I'm never letting myself get that low again. It's not worth the bullshit. There's no need to feel that way. You don't have to, so why do you? It's just you making the conscious effort to dwell on all the sad shit, right? Just don't. It's not gonna make you happy, but it's gonna make you not feel like shit. I guess if someone asked me this and I need to give the most proper answer, I have to say no, because I'm definitely not happy.
I had a feeling. You know, you can talk to me. Just because I'm the patient and you're the therapist doesn't mean it can't work the other way round.
No. I went to Escuela. I can give you murder pills. Can you give me a murder pill, Elen? Because if I take the murder pill that you prescribe me, it's not suicide. And that's why I'm allowed to give out the murder pills. Right. How was, Dr. Dekker when you saw him? Ah!
Dr. Dekker seemed fine on Valentine's Day. He seemed to be in a good mood. It didn't seem like anything was bothering him.
My day seemed to be in a good mood.
We talked about families, I think. Our mums. I probably spent far too much time talking to Dr. Dekker about my mum.
Okay. Tell me about your mom. You mentioned her before.
My mum's a nightmare. I said she was into all this new age stuff, right? So she thinks she can tell me what I should be doing all the time because she got a message from her spirit guide that said I'm not eating well, or I'm not getting enough sleep, or I'm not looking after my inner moonbeam or whatever. It drives me nuts.
Your inner moonbeam?
But she's my mum. I love her, so I have to take it.
Well, got feel, I guess. My mom's into a lot of weird stuff too. But just like I was talking about with the psychology? I almost said psychiatry. Psychology the other day. It is like pseudoscience, but that doesn't mean there's nothing to it. So, like, you know, getting your pressure points acupunctured or whatever, it definitely gives you some kind of relief, right? I just don't think it's because of your chakras or whatever the fuck. So, like, I don't dismiss her crazy talk.
We talked about families, I think. Our mums.
Okay. Did Dekker talk about his mom?
Sounds like Dekker and his mum had a few issues. That's what I liked about Dr. Dekker. It wasn't just him asking me questions and analysing me. He talked about himself as well.
What did Dekker tell you about himself?
Mainly, he talked about being a therapist. He said he had a few patients like me, with special gifts. He said not all of them were as enlightened as me.
Is that star? I can't tell. I think it is. He said you were enlightened. Enlightened.
Well, I know what I can do is special. I see it as a good thing. But apparently, some of his other patients saw their abilities as a curse.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Dekker hated that. He said he wished they could all be more like me.
I get it. Bryce wishes he doesn't have his extra hour anymore. Mr. Nathan, was it? Mr. Loop Day? He doesn't realize that, he can just keep having nice days. Every day is about the same regardless of whether or not it actually repeated, so why doesn't he just keep having the alright day? It only progresses when there's a tragedy, which he doesn't want to see. Okay. Dekker had issues with his mom. Damn.
Sounds like Dekker and his mum had a few issues. That's what I liked about Dr. Dekker. It wasn't just him asking me questions and analysing me. He talked about himself as well.
Hold on. You don't like being analyzed?
I don't know. Sorry.
You don't like being analyzed? Valentine's Day? What kind of issues did he have with his mom? I feel like this is the information I need to get out of this, but not giving it to me.
I'm not sure I should talk about that.
There we go.
Aren't I breaking some reverse patient-therapist confidentiality?
No, because reverse confidentiality doesn't exist. I think we are all out of stars here, but I don't know what else to ask. Oh, here we go.
Actually, I had a hot date. It wasn't anything serious, just some guy I know. But it was a nice date, different to what I'm used to.
Okay. How was, your date different? It was in italics, so, keyword.
I don't really have anything to tell you about that.
Your date was different. I feel like there's two F's, but maybe I spelled it wrong last time.
That's not really important.
Woman! Damn it.
Actually, I had a hot date.
What?
It wasn't anything serious, just some guy I know. But it was a nice date, different to what I'm used to.
Yeah, different to what you are used to.
I don't know. Sorry.
Woman! Hot date. Come on, that has to be it. Why was it not a serious date?
No.
Ah!
Actually, I had a hot date. It wasn't anything serious, just some guy I know. But it was a nice date, different to what I'm used to.
Different. That's right, is it not? I need like a side-by-side comparison, I'm sorry. We're going to Google right here. Different. What's my keyword? Diff. Different. Yeah. Okay, maybe different is like the wrong thing. I'm focusing on the wrong thing. And my phone's being stupid. Come on. There. What kind of date are you used to?
I think we've got a bit off track.
Ah! What are you used to?
I'm not sure about.
Okay, I tried. In momentum, I got some stuff to unplug. And, my phone's at 100% too. I don't know why it is that some lithium-ion batteries want you to unplug them or you'll damage them, but other things are okay just be left on a charger. I really don't get it. I thought the whole issue was leaving it unionized for a period of time was what damaged it, so letting your phone hit 0% is a bad thing, and leaving it that way for longer than a few minutes is also a bad thing. But, like, keeping it on the charger shouldn't really damage it in any way, I don't think. Anyways, we had our fun with Elen, but I can't seem to get this last thing out of her, so it's whatever. However, since our next topic is our wife, I'm gonna say Elen's looking good today. Better than she did in her first session. Or she's back with her octopus necklace, which is that maybe related to the creature they dug up at the church? Maybe. Hello? Yes.
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session, and no blackouts, new doctor, and new hope. You're much better behaved than Dr. Dekker.
Whoa, I'm better behaved? I'm acting like a freaking dog.
Just ask me one thing.
Okay. I'm better behaved.
Dr. Dekker dated his patients. That's not good behavior, is it?
I guess not. I guess not. What are you doing? Which patients? I thought it was more of a yes or no question. I guess it's not good behavior.
I don't know.
Yeah, of course not. He dated his patients.
I think her name was Scarlett? One of his patients, an older woman. I guess that's how he liked them.
Are you jealous? Were you jealous of Scarlett?
It's Scarlett with 2 T's.
You bitch!
Pretentious.
No, I get it. Sorry, I'm tripping on my words here. I guess Scarlett gave her that line, and she dropped it on me, and yeah, she probably pretty pissed when she said it too. It's Scarlett with 2 T's. Thank you very much. You know, my dad owns a dealership. I got, like, money and shit, like... Probably never get to work a day in my life. How do you feel not going to the beach? Wow. I'd probably ask why she hasn't been going to the beach. Why haven't you been going to the beach? I thought you liked it.
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session. I've kind of missed it. You do something a lot, you're gonna miss it. I suspect I'll go back there soon, but it's helped with the blackouts.
And there's no star, but you black out less? Damn.
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session, and no blackouts, new doctor, and new hope. You're much better behaved than Dr.
Gotcha, gotcha. No more blackouts. New hope.
A hope for a cure, of course.
You think there is a cure?
I want to stop having blackouts. I want to be able to remember. I want you to fix me.
I want to fix you too. Well, no stars. No stars. I wrote New Hope. I almost just put Star Wars next to it. Real talk. Not really sure how I feel about Star Wars anymore. You know, I grew up with the prequels. I thought they were okay. Haven't rewatched them since, even though they're universally agreed to be the bad ones. They look cool. And the old movies are alright. I don't think they're aging as well as they should have. Maybe they should be remade? Question mark. I think the issue with the newer ones is that their story is bad, but the old ones have a good story, so just like remake them and make them look cool, right? And I haven't seen the new ones, of course. So, I don't really know where to talk about that. Anyways, this shit like Star Wars. I forgot to mention, I had to look her up. Sadly, she's not a model. Right, Valentine's Day. Tell me what you did on Valentine's Day.
I didn't have anything to do on Valentine's Day. I washed my hair and I walked along the beach for the whole night. It's actually true.
I don't believe you. You didn't have anything to do?
Don't know. It's cold in here.
So you walked on the beach all night?
I didn't have anything to do on Valentine's Day. I washed my hair and I walked along the beach for the whole night. It's actually true.
That's all you did on Valentine's Day? I feel like I've analyzed every part of the sentence but this, so... You washed your hair?
Some girls say that they're washing their hair when they don't want to go out, but I was genuinely washing my hair.
Oh, that's what
Do you
she
think
meant.
my hair's pretty, Doctor?
That's what she meant when she said it's actually true. Washing my hair it's the excuse, like powdering your nose. And really you're about to drop a fat shit. And honestly, it's a pretty good excuse because, like, I don't wear makeup. Maybe you were powdering your nose. I wouldn't notice what it looked like powdered or not. uh, your hair looks great.
No idea.
God damn it. I like your hair.
Nope.
Yes, your hair looks good.
It's such a mess. But thank you.
There we go. There we go. I just want to see a smile.
Some girls say that they're washing their hair when they don't want to go out, but I was genuinely washing my hair. Do you think my hair's pretty, Doctor?
Did you want to go out?
Clueless.
What do you say when you don't want to go out?
Sorry.
Yeah,
Some girls say that they're washing their hair when they don't want to go out, but I was genuinely washing my hair. Do you think my hair's pretty, Doctor?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know why the star's still here. I tried. I did. Did Dr. Dekker like your hair? I don't know why I think this is important.
We went out for drinks. Did you know? He said it was a breach of something or the other, but I can be pretty persuasive when I want to be. Shh.
You went out for drinks. I think you said it was bad behavior to go out with your patients, woman. Make up your mind. Or are you just into bad boys? I thought Mariana said she didn't drink. Yes, that too. That's a good note. I thought you didn't drink. Why not ice cream?
I guess it was a couple of days before Valentine's Day. It wasn't a date or anything. I noticed in the recessions that he'd been acting a little strange. He just didn't seem right. I wanted to find out what was wrong.
Someone asked! Hold on. Hold on, you don't drink, though. He was acting strange.
For a lot of our sessions, he would be pretty impartial. A passive listener. But towards the end, he liked interfering.
Huh?
Like, he wanted to push me over the edge.
You wanted to push you over the edge?
I just felt like I had some kind of special power, and part of me wanted to use it, and he urged me to do that. I don't want to say any more about it, not now.
You have a special power?
I'm a shape-shifting vampire werewolf. I said I didn't want to talk about it.
Well,
What is it you're thinking about when you're not listening to me?
you didn't mention your power before, woman. You just said you were blacking out. How do you know they're not related? Huh? I think you're being a bad patient. I think you don't want my help. Shape-shifting vampire werewolf. Would that be a thing? Right, how are you persuasive? I feel like the camera panned down towards her breasts for a reason. And I'm okay with it. You can be persuasive?
I know, it's pretty hard to believe, isn't it?
No.
I feel pretty ugly. But I think I have a nice smile.
I mean, the light isn't really flattering the arm hair right now, but I don't mind. It's pretty common.
Lots of people find me attractive, but I've seen something truly beautiful. Makes me feel dull by comparison.
Seen something beautiful. What did you see that was beautiful? That's how you spell that.
I have a recurring dream where I find something beautiful in the sea. But I don't know you that well yet, Doctor. Let's wait a while before I tell you my most intimate secrets.
Is it you?
Sorry to cut in, Doctor. I've just had a phone call from a solicitor. Ben's trying to sue us for nervous shock. Should I go and see him to talk it out, or should I find a solicitor to represent us? Sorry to be pushy, I just think we should act quickly before it's too late. Okay, well, just let me know.
Ayla, what is a solicitor? Also, who's Ben? Also, that sound scared me. I'm sure you guys saw me shake. I thought solicitation was like, you know, salesman stuff, trying to sell people things. When a Girl Scout walks up to your door and says they're selling cookies for charity, that's solicitation. Or when you're at a cash register and they want you to buy their freaking store credit card. So why would we hire a solicitor to counter a solicitor? Or is that what you call a lawyer who's trying to get money out of you? I guess in a way that is solicitation. Okay, makes sense. But who's Ben? I don't remember a Ben. We'll talk to JLo later because we were having a conversation. Your intimate secrets. Oh yeah, before she fucking scared the shit out of me. I was gonna say, was it you as a mermaid? Is that the beautiful thing you saw in the sea? Your intimate secrets.
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would.
Is our session up now?
Oh, you tease. You big tease. Alright, it wasn't a date.
Sorry, no. I think your button's undone.
Huh? Oh, that was a I don't know response.
Yeah, drinks. I think Dr. Dekker ordered neat whiskey. I had water. I don't drink.
Right, okay. Glad you justified that. Where are you seeing him? Yeah, I guess that's basically what I asked when I said, was it a date? Why do you feel the need to ask if your hair is pretty? Yeah, that's a better question. I thought she was just fishing for compliments, but okay. Have you been dancing? And I guess that's important. Kind of forgot about that aspect, honestly.
People are quick to put labels on everything. I suppose Dr. Dekker was more than just a therapist to me. We had a lot of things in common, but we weren't seeing each other.
I think she might have been jealous of this, Scarlet with 2 T's. Maybe she stabbed him. We're definitely still down to our 2 prime suspects here of Claire and Mariana. Also, this bitch is crazy. Are you seeing someone at the moment? She's gonna give me a TZ answer, isn't she?
Don't ask me. I don't know.
Damn it, woman.
I'm not seeing anyone at the moment. Are you offering, Doctor?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you have my number, Doctor, and my address. I'm sure you can put 2 and 2 together, if you want to.
Please. Please. You're my patient. We need to keep this professional. I think that was more of a fucking do it. You won't, bitch kind of response. Just being a tease again. Why do you feel the need to ask for your
I'm
hair?
insecure, Doctor. Isn't
Right.
it obvious?
Suppose it is. You did say you think you're ugly. Then again, you are showing an awful lot of skin for someone who's so insecure. Why don't you wear a burqa? Hold on. What did you have in common with Dekker? Damn it, damn it, damn it. I don't see how it's related. Did you dance with Dekker?
I've danced around in my living room, but no clubs since last time. I like dancing around in my underwear. Sometimes less.
I guess that'd explain why you're naked on the beach.
Doctor, I don't think our relationship has got to that point yet.
Oh boy, that's the response to a question I really wanted to ask. Uh,
We went out for drinks. Didn't you know? He said it was a breach of something or the other, but I can be pretty persuasive when I want to be.
hmm. And you're sending me mixed signals now I think about it. You're implying that you used your body to be persuasive, but you feel insecure, so why would you do such a thing?
For a lot of our sessions, he would be pretty impartial, a passive listener. But towards the end, he liked interfering. Like, he wanted to push me over the edge.
How did he interfere? Is that how you spell that?
I'm not sure how this therapy thing works, but if you're talking to a guy who wants to jump off a cliff, don't tell him to jump.
And maybe it'll make him puss out, though. You know?
People are quick to put labels on everything. I suppose Dr. Dekker was more than just a therapist to me. We had a lot of things in common, but...
He was more than a therapist to you?
No idea. Is that a dance move?
Yes.
People are...
Do you not like labels?
Nope.
Gotcha.
People are quick to put labels on everything. I suppose Dr. Dekker was more than just a therapist to me. We had a lot of things in common, but...
You had a lot in common. Has something similar to this already, I know.
Clueless.
Alright, let's try this one.
Yeah, drinks. I think Dr. Dekker ordered neat whiskey. I had water. I don't drink.
Neat whiskey? Oh boy. Oh, this one has a star next to it.
I'm not sure how this therapy thing works, but if you're talking to a guy who wants to jump off a cliff, don't tell him to jump.
What would you tell the guy who wants to jump off a cliff?
It's just an example. I'm not a guy. I don't want to jump off a cliff.
Okay, but what if you were a guy and you wanted to jump off a cliff? Would you do it? Alright, I don't even know why that was relevant, but okay. Gotcha. Well, I think that's all I have for... I don't know what else... Hold on. Why did you ask him... Why did you get water?
I don't know.
Damn, if you don't... Why did you invite him for a drink if you don't drink? Yeah, of course not. Hold on. Were you trying to get Dekker drunk? Damn. Yeah, of course not. I was thinking maybe she invited him out for drinks because, you know, she feels insecure, so maybe he'll be a bit nicer if he's drunk. Right? Sure, that's a valid strategy. Now, how many ugly girls have you asked out when you're drunk? I wouldn't know. I don't drink very often. It's expensive. And also a pretty introverted person, but that's irrelevant. Kayla, what is going on? Tell me about Ben. Yeah, good question. Who is Ben? Who the fuck is Ben?
So, should I get a solicitor, or shall we try and talk it out with him?
I don't know. Talk it out. Get a solicitor. Try and talk it out. Let's talk it out.
Good choice. I'll go and see Ben to see if I can get him to call off the dogs. I have no idea what's gotten into him. Perhaps it's his mum.
And look, if there's anything related to... I don't know where I was going with that. I was gonna say, why should I hire a lawyer when I'm a therapist? I can find his problem and make him drop it. Really, I don't know where I was going with that first sentence. Right. I like that. I like that thing you're doing. Hot. How's your day?
I think you might be barking up the wrong tree there. Hey you! Thanks for helping me with this grief thing. I'm not sure I have it though.
Huh? You don't have any grief?
It's very interesting that you asked me that. It's not something I can answer though.
What do you mean? Can we talk about grief? Sure. You griefing me, bro? Bruv?
I can't help you with...
Tell me about the grief.
I don't know.
Oh my god. How many sentences do I have to write with grief in it before she says this?
I don't really know where to start. I feel a bit numb. Maybe we should just talk about him.
You feel numb?
I'm not trying to hide anything. I just don't know.
You feel number.
It hadn't even been a year. He was a quiet, solitary man. A good listener, as I suppose you'd need to be. His confidence did grow as time wore on, but that's what you'd expect after you've fitted in. I mainly miss our chats. He used to work late with me and tell me things about the patients, things that I probably shouldn't have heard, but did. What do you think of the patients? Nah, perhaps you shouldn't say. You can ask me. Go on, I'll tell you what I think.
Am I supposed to ask you about each individual patient, or, yeah. I am. Why did you work late with Dekker? I'll ask about the patients first.
Mariana is a special girl. You know, there's something about her that just makes you want to follow her. Maybe that's what a trendsetter looks like.
No, it's called a booty, okay? Nobody wants to admit it. That's what we all want.
I think Bryce has a lot of misdirected anger. I don't think I like him that much. You know, sometimes when things overrun, he's outside waiting for you, and he stares at me as if he's undressing me with his eyes. You know, he's not the first person that's done that, but still, you know, it feels worse coming from him.
Oh, that's mean. Very mean, Jayla. I know he doesn't, not the best well kept, but still. Maybe it's because he does it for a very long time. In this extra hour of his. It's alleged extra hour. He may very well be on a caffeine high. And as we've deduced, he drinks a lot of coffee.
Claire seems to be shaken by something. You know, I offer her drinks every time she comes in, but she always refuses them. It's as if she just wants to come in, get her session over with, and then run off to do something else. It's a bit rude, isn't it?
Yeah. I feel like I've written rude questions towards her too many times. She's being rude. Part of why I suspect her so much, I'm sure. Which is gonna make you feel terrible when it's not her, but I don't know, she's the only one who seems mildly violent. Maybe Elen, though I don't. Dekker wasn't really an old guy, was he?
Elen seems like a lovely person. I'm not really sure why she's here.
Yeah, that's valid. She didn't even have a real problem the first time. She was just like coming in to talk. And now she's telling me about her power, and she still acts like she has it all figured out. She doesn't really need mental help, does she? I don't know what she's looking for. She want me to tell her that she's wrong? Convince her that what she's doing is wrong? Maybe, but it's gonna make me feel bad when I do it.
Oh, I just want to cuddle Nathan all up. He's such a mess. He's always in the same clothes. You know, he barely talks to me though. It's the same hello every time. He reminds me of Tom.
Tom? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Tom?
Tom was a quiet mess, like Nathan. Youngish, in his early 20s. He taught piano, but he did have a strange hobby.
Strange hobby. Hobby?
I don't know anything about.
Strange hobby.
I've got no idea what you're talking.
Oh, two B's. Of course. How dare I?
Tom liked to base jump. That's basically falling from a huge building or mountain and pulling your parachute before you hit the ground. He started to think he could fly. Dr. Dekker tried to talk him out of it, but Tom had to prove his point. So one day, Tom decided to base jump without a parachute.
Wait, what? That's
Can you guess what happened?
Did Tom fly? Oh, that's almost what I wrote, but I was being optimistic about it.
He did die. He was hit by a rock from further up the mountain. He never got to fly.
Wait, what?
Nathan thinks he knows what his problem is too, but if he's not careful, he'll get hit by that rock. I wish I'd said goodbye.
So he went to jump, but he got hit by a fucking rock before he even did jump? Like, he didn't splat on the ground, he just got hit by a fucking rock. It sounds like it has nothing to do with his hobby, does it? It was just an accident. How do you know he couldn't fly, Jayla? That's all I'm saying. Is there someone you wanted to say goodbye to?
I wish I'd said goodbye to Dr. Dekker. It was so sudden. Here, then gone. He resigned anyway, but that's not the same, is it?
Hold on, he resigned?
Dr. Dekker resigned shortly before his murder. It's sad, but doctors come and go and only poor Jaya remains. I've got his resignation letter somewhere. I do all the hiring and firing around here. Well, Professor Alderby and the Trust technically do that.
I spell Alderby. Alderby? Alderby.
Professor Alderby is a trustee. Did I not mention that?
Trust? Is this place, like, owned by a trust?
Sorry, Doctor. I don't know.
A trust is, like, a group of people who pool their money together to do investing, and then they, like, share the dividends. It's kind of like when you hire someone to invest for you, but, like, you do it with a lot of people, so your investing pool is a lot bigger. However, because the money is all split still, you kind of only make as much as you would have before, right? Unless you use your pooled money to hire someone who's really good at this shit, and then you might actually make more than you would have alone. Anyways.
Professor Alderby is a trustee. Did I not mention that?
No. Trustee?
I think I'm going to get into trouble now. Have you ever heard of secret shoppers? Well, Professor Alderby posed as a patient to test Dr. Dekker. It's just a thing that he does. I'm sure he'll come and visit you at some stage, so please play along.
I see. Which patient did he dress as?
Most of the patients are suspects, according to the police. Almost all the patients are referred, and some of them are privates, but Dr. Dekker didn't introduce any of them.
What?
I think I'm going to get into trouble now. Have you ever heard of secret shoppers? Well, Professor Alderby posed as a patient to test Dr. Dekker. It's just a thing that he does. I'm sure he'll come and visit.
How did the test go?
Test is the wrong word. More like gently guide. Professor Alderby had a lot of good advice to offer the young psychiatrists. He really helps them focus on where the problems are.
He posed as patients. Posed as patients? Did he like Jojo?
think I'm going to get into trouble now. Have you ever heard of secret shoppers? Well, Professor Alderby posed as a patient to test Dr. Dekker. It's just a thing that he does.
Right, why would you get in trouble?
This practice is owned by a trust. They make all the money and leave me to make all the decisions, which generally means making lots of money. I headhunted Dr. Dekker. And you?
Do you think I'm a breadwinner? Appreciate it, Jayla. I was gonna say something incredibly masculine, probably sexist, and I forgot what it was. Jayla knows I'm a man, though.
Good choice. I'll go and see Ben to see if I can get him to call off the dogs. I have no idea what's gotten into him. Perhaps it's his mum.
What is wrong with Ben's mum?
She was cuddling him like he was 6. He's 25.
Your mom doesn't do that? Your mom, like, supposed to cuddle you, bro. We are owned by a trust.
I don't know about that, Doctor.
You hunted Dekker?
I've recruited the last 5 doctors since I've been here. You know, I've got a flair
lot
for
of doctors.
recognizing the extraordinary. Both you and Dr. Dekker were extraordinary.
We are extraordinary.
Both Cambridge graduates, both top of the class, both pliable, obedient slaves to my every whim. Yeah, that last one's more of a hope than a must-have attribute.
Oh, I see what you into, Jayla. I see it. Not into it, but I'm down to try it. I think we've gotten rid of all the stars here.
It hadn't even been a year. He was a quiet, solitary man. A good listener, as I suppose you'd need to be. His confidence did grow as time wore on, but that's what you'd expect after you've fitted in. I mainly miss our chats. He used to work late with me and tell me things about the patients, things that I probably shouldn't have heard, but did.
Right. I got you. I remember. Why were you working late?
We'd work late together on all sorts of things. He was preoccupied with finding patterns in patients, trying to find some kind of order.
He was looking for patterns.
I think you might be barking up.
Patterns.
It's very interesting that you asked me that. It's not something I can answer.
Damn it,
though.
Jaya.
We'd work late together on all sorts of things. He was preoccupied with finding patterns in patients.
Patterns. There's no E there. Gotcha. Patterns.
I'm not trying to hide anything. I just don't know.
Patterns. concerns?
Mainly he was searching for a common experience the patients might have had.
Like
That's what brought him
superpowers?
to his office. He'd study everything, even the referral letters.
Referral letters. Do I have those for the people?
Yes, letters, parking tickets, holiday destinations. I find those referral letters. He was sure there was a pattern in them.
Okay. I feel like that should have popped up as evidence, or maybe she'll give them to me tomorrow. Dekker worked here less than a year. Less than a year.
I've got no idea what you're talking.
Oh boy. Still numb.
It hadn't even been a year. He was a quiet, solitary man. I can't help you with that. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I thought they might go into like why she picked him, because why would you pick someone who doesn't talk to be a therapist?
It hadn't even been a year. He was a quiet, solitary man. A good listener, as I suppose you'd need to be. His confidence did grow as time wore on, but that's what you'd expect after you've fitted in. I mainly miss our chat.
Did his confidence grow too much?
I don't know about that, Doctor.
Confidence.
Sorry, Doctor.
Yeah, I don't know what else I can ask her. I'm probably spelling confidence wrong, but maybe I should look at that one more time.
Yeah. He was a quiet, solitary man. A good listener, as I suppose you'd need to be. His confidence did grow as time wore on, but that's what you'd expect after you've fitted in. I don't know.
Did Dekker ever fit in? No. Okay, whatever. Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day, Dr. Dekker had a session with Claire Castleford at 11 and that nurse, Elen, at 3. Everyone else cancelled. You should see this place Christmas Eve. I was at home though, so I don't actually know who came in. Dr. Dekker did phone and ask me for Nathan's number, which is a bit strange.
Okay, that is weird, but also Claire, the prime suspect, didn't he die around 10 or 11:30? So, he's here close to the time he died. Of course, that's probably what they want me to think. Like, it's never gonna be the easiest target, right? Did Dekker call Nathan the day he was murdered? I should ask Nathan. Yeah, good. Nathan. What's up? Oh, I didn't even know I can do this. Cool. Right. Did Dekker call you the day he was murdered? Damn it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it wants me to ask him tomorrow. I do want to look at this. To whom it may concern, please accept this letter notes my resignation from my position. D. The big D. 11th of February. That very underwhelming resignation letter. Oh, is that nice jail? What? What? Where did these come from? Oh, I guess I'll ask him, but like, I don't think I would have.
So you watched the tapes, huh? Gold star for you.
I know, I watched the tapes. Oh yeah. I guess because we were talking about Alderby before. Yeah, I watched the tapes.
It smashed.
Yeah, it's smashed. Like the Monster Mash. How did his glass smash? Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like now I should rewatch the video and maybe ask her more questions related to it, you know? Because who else would I talk to about this?
Nothing, of course. The faculty thinks I've gone loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip. But that's why I'm here, isn't it, Dr. Dekker? Him, God, the great old one, the elder god, Cthulhu, however you address him. Listen to me! You're not listening! It's your only bloody job! Well, let's call him God. He creates this world for his amusement, something he can play with and occasionally alter to suit his mood. God loves chaos, but something goes wrong. Man and woman evolve. What was once chaotic becomes, well, more ordered. Without chaos, he has less power. When there's too much order, he becomes impotent. So he needs to instill chaos again. And do you know how he does this? No. And yes, but you're being too granular. He needs chaos so he can return, and the only thing stopping him is you. Not just you. You and people like you. Psychiatrists, doctors, nurses. Anyone who is caring for people who are losing their sanity. You have no comprehension how important your job is, do you? He doesn't need your version of insanity to spread. He needs chaos. It's not the same. It's just a means to an end. They're not all cultists, unfortunately. Once you see the truth, it's hard not to spread chaos yourself, to cause further insanity and harm your own. I doubt it. But can I make you question your reality? Definitely. But in doing so, I would be promoting more chaos. On the basis the central component of our universe is chaos, science can only document a perception of the chaos at any one given moment in time, as by definition, chaos is unpredictable from one moment to the next. Which means that at any given moment, we can choose to alter our perception of the world, no matter how much chaos that would cause. In 10 seconds' time, there will be no gravity in this room, and we will float. 3, 2, 1. You think nothing happened. Where's your glass, Doctor?
Right. Well, now that I know who he is, that whole thing seems more like a lecture. He's trying to get him into the headspace that he needs to be to do his job correctly. He's telling him to not let his patients mess with his mind too much. Tell him the power that he has over people. Going into this Lovecraft shit just to emphasize how important his job is. Maybe he does believe it, I don't know. But I put most of that in context. Plus, like, he's just rambling. Did Alderby have powers? Damn. You don't miss Dekker? No. Were you and Dekker close? What else did you talk about with Dekker? Yeah, I don't know. Did you like... no. Did you like hearing stuff you shouldn't?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Right, I'm out of things to talk to her about. I tried to ask Nathan this, but maybe he doesn't have a response until tomorrow, so I'll keep that one in mind. Right. Why is Nathan still here? Does he have any stars? Mind Stretch Outreach, of course. I remember being pretty lost about that, so I don't know. We're just gonna continue, but first, I want to check how long we've been going. Oops. Close to 2 hours. We got plenty of time.
David Hunt,
I can change my skin.
then Skins.
Dr. Dekker dated his patients.
I had a hot date.
We went out for drinks.
I took photos of Jessica.
Dr. Dekker did
On
phone
Valentine's Day.
and ask me for Nathan's number.
There was a girl there.
Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't
He
I?
was preoccupied with finding
Photographs.
patterns.
Rocking chair.
I haven't been back to the beach since
Rocking chair.
Shaky loop incident.
where I find something
I set fire
beautiful in the sea.
to Hannah's clothes in the garden. I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it.
Oh, Doctor, you surprised me. Reminds me of Officer Yates. Did I ever mention I had a special friend in the police force? Nah, it's not something you drop politely into a conversation. He's been doing some digging and he's found a couple things. There's a crime scene report that goes into all the gory details and another report that's about a patient you're seeing today, Claire. I'll put them both on the desk for you. And thanks for the grief counselling, by the way. It's really been helping, you know, I'm so glad you're here.
It's okay, Jay. It's okay. Well, seems like we're pointing fingers at Claire now, and yeah, I'm keeping my mind open. He's obviously the suspect, but I feel like that's too obvious. Way too obvious. And like Mariana's also my second suspect, but that's also kind of obvious, isn't it? Because like, I don't know, she hung out with him. No one else did that. Professor Warwick? Is this Alderby, or is it the cop? Wearing a Bro Jared shirt. And some jeans that are almost the same color. I don't like how one tone his outfit is. Got the same glasses. This is probably Professor Alderby. I'm gonna look at our evidence first. The arrest report says Claire killed David. I've underlined some things to ask her about. I wonder if Bryce buried David. What happened with Ben? Ask patients about the paper spike. What? Too much to do today. Yeah, talk about it. You need to ask what happened with Ben. I didn't see Jay on the list, did I? Oh, nope, she's right there. Are we missing someone? No, all of our main patients are here. Says she killed David. Yeah, that's pretty big fucking news. She made it sound like he was still okay, but like, I don't know, maybe she just sees him, like she doesn't want to believe that she killed him. Gonna have to ask her about that. Why'd she lie to me? Or is she gonna be like, yeah, I didn't lie to you, I said I stabbed him, you dingus. Oh, that'd make me want to hit her. It would. We're gonna start with our new evidence first. Statement of Christian Weber, police officer 7691. To the best of my knowledge, this statement is true. I understand I may be prosecuted if I've said anything that I know to be untrue. I mean, how do you judge that, really? Signed, I assume that says Christian, or does it say Alderby? I don't know, it's cursive. Nobody can read it. And it doesn't need to exist. They don't even teach it anymore. At 20-40 hours, that would be like 8:40? Yeah, 8:40 p.m. On Tuesday the 8th November, myself and PC, 1970, the whole reported to a call received from a neighbor of the Bower House, Weston Park Avenue. Gotcha. I think I remember making a comment about Bowerstone, maybe meaning lion in Fable. I hope I said it also might mean dog, because this is probably the dog house. Anyways, Weston Park Avenue, concerning a reported disturbance. We arrived at the address and knocked at the front door, but there was no reply. When we examined the rear of the property and gained entry through insecure patio doors, we entered the property through this door, and I announced myself by shouting police, but did not hear any response. Are you allowed to do that? You have to get a search warrant first before you can enter the building, right? You can't just walk in if a door is not locked. That's still breaking and entering, I'd say. We searched the premises. Upon entering the dining room, I saw a female seated next to a man who was lying on the ground. The man did not appear to be conscious. Both persons were drenched in blood, and there was a substantial amount of blood on the carpet, walls, and furniture. I noted what appeared to be a steak knife on the floor, which is also covered in blood. At this point, I asked the woman to put her hands on her head, which she did. PC Holt secured the female while I checked the man for signs of life but found none. Why are some of these words fuzzy? Is that just me? Somewhat kind of come into focus when I move my eyes around. I wonder if it's an intentional effect or if it is just my bad eyes. I asked the woman her name. She identified herself as Claire Castleford. I asked if she knew the dead man. She said he was her husband, David Castleford. I asked what happened, and she said that she had killed him. Following a search by PC Holt, which revealed no other persons present at the house, I said to Castleford at 20:52 hours, "You're under arrest for suspicion of murder." This happened over the course of 12 minutes. Then I cautioned her and placed her in the back of the police car for transportation to Weston Park Police Station, where I revealed circumstances of the arrest to PC Hill. I guess PC means police officer or something like that. I don't know. Police officer number Hill. I think Hill will authorize her. Is there like a way for me to scroll more? Or I'm trying. I guess this is the important part of the document, because, yeah, it's not giving me anything else, I'm afraid. Jesus. Do I have anything else? Crime scene report, of course. Crime scene report summary, case number, bullshit, doctor, first name, last name, Dekker. That's funny. Position of victim. The victim was located in his office, seated on a chair behind the desk, soaked in blood, with an obvious chest wound. Possible murder weapons. Paper knife, desk accessory, what, like a letter opener? 150 millimeter long, protruding from the approximate region of the victim's heart. Okay, so he got stabbed with a letter opener, I guess. Paper spike. Oh, never mind. I don't know why I read that as knife. Paper spike, like just a little wood platform with a spike coming out of it. You pop your paper down on it so it stays put. Like a reverse thumbtack. Or pushpin, whichever you call them. Coroner's initial findings, time of death estimated liver temperature measurements to be between 8:30 and 10:30 p.m. So Elen was long gone. This was before Claire's appointment, though. That is important. She could have showed up early, but her appointment was at 11. The victim's body was reportedly discovered at 10:20. Yeah. Who found his body, though? If it was Claire, then yeah, she showed up early, and it makes her all the more suspicious. It was a janitor, wasn't it? Yeah, I think I remember something about that. Was Ben the janitor, maybe? I don't know, guys. Cause of death, exsanguination due to puncturation of the left anterior descending coronary artery. Death would have occurred within minutes after stab. I don't know. That's where it ends, guys. I have some of my notes about the janitor. Yeah, XX. Is this a kiss? She give me 2 kisses. That's sweet. Sweet of her. Ellen, not soon. We're going to die. Marry Ellen on blackout. Starts marry Ellen. I should stop going to the beach. Right. Okay. And we'll start with him because he's like optional. I don't really have their reason. Who are you supposed to be, champ? I don't know what would happen if I just said, oh, hello, Alderby, right away. You'd probably be a little pissed. Champ.
Professor Warwick, I'm a physicist. Where's Dr. Dekker?
I'm asking the questions here. Yeah. Dekker got stabbed, bro.
Is he really? Actually dead? Not a worthy adversary after all, then.
What?
Dr. Dekker challenged me. He tried to use my theories against me. Quantum theories.
He challenged you?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
Dekker's eyes used to glaze over whenever we talked about that. He didn't believe in quantum physics. As if it's something that you can optionally believe in. Well, it started with an experiment.
Hold on, you didn't believe in quantum physics?
Nope. I think you're going to have to Google that.
I think you're gonna have to Google that, bro. Right, tell me about the experiment.
I'm not aware of that.
Bastard, did I spell experiment wrong?
Have you heard of quantum suicide, Doctor?
Quantum suicide? The fuck? Yes, I've heard of it. No, I haven't fucking heard of it. Oh, what the is quantum suicide?
Quantum suicide is a thought experiment that tries to explain the many worlds theory. You're looking at me blankly. I can see that you don't understand. I knew you wouldn't. Alternate universes. Essentially, if I were to shoot myself, then in some alternate universe, I'd still be alive. Now imagine if I could actually choose that universe. Taking a product off a supermarket shelf. Well, I simply applied that logic to something different.
You could choose it, like, you kill yourself so you can pick a universe with various different outcomes besides the one where you killed yourself? That'd be a pretty cool superpower. Yeah, it's just going. It's kind of like the Alderby thing, where I think he's just trying to give me a lecture.
Gambling.
Gambling.
I set up an experiment whereby I would visit a casino and place a very large bet at the roulette table. Now, I would always bet on odd. Now, the results of this particular experiment were mundane. I won as many times as you would expect according to the laws of probability, but then I changed a parameter.
You changed the parameter. Why gambling? Sure. It's gambling to make money, of course.
Why not gambling? My wife Vanessa left me for a neurosurgeon. She emptied our entire combined wealth into her barrister's wallet. I needed more money. Physics provided me with a solution.
Hey, you need money. Well, why not? A barista? She left you for a neurosurgeon, but also a barista? What? Questions. Yeah, tell me about this wife.
We were married for 14 years, 7 months, and 3 days. Vanessa couldn't have children. At least that's what she told me.
You want
She
your
grounded
babies.
me in reality. I'm not complaining. It's probably what I needed. But part of me always thought that one day I'd achieve immortality through science and we'd be... It wasn't to be, though. Well, yes, it bothered me, especially now that I find out that she's pregnant. Oh, no, it wasn't a rocket scientist that was required, but a brain surgeon, it seems. I have considered putting that neurosurgeon onto his darkest timeline. But I'm not a killer, it would seem.
You killed yourself, apparently.
Quantum suicide required a loss of life to make it a realistic thought experiment. So I simply upped the stakes. Every time I bet on odd, I would place everything I had on that one spin of the wheel, and it worked. Well, for a while.
You mean it only worked for a while? Why did you keep betting everything you have, you dingus?
Dr. Dekker killed it! And I
Huh?
can't get it back.
What do you mean he kills it?
Well, my theory, quantum gambling. If the stakes are high enough, you will win every time by simply shifting your consciousness into that branch that wins. It's tricky, but it can be done. Dr. Dekker didn't like that. He saw me becoming rich and powerful, and he hated that. That's why he proffered the hangman's paradox.
The Hangman's Paradox?
Well, imagine a judge sentences you to death. Now, it will be Monday or Tuesday next week, but it will be a surprise. Well, which day do you think you'll be executed?
Well, I was born on a Monday and christened on Tuesday, so I reckon I'd die on a Wednesday, right? No, Tuesday. Sure. Then it's gonna execute me. It's gonna be a church.
Well, it can't be Tuesday, because if you're still alive on Monday at midnight, then you know you'll be executed on Tuesday, so it won't be a surprise. Conversely, it can't be Monday either, because, well, you'll be expecting it to be Monday by deduction. Hence, a paradox.
What?
Dr. Dekker tricked me.
Midnight on Monday is Tuesday morning, you fuck. No paradox. Fuck you.
He told me that sometime in the future I would lose a bet, that I would lose all of my money. Now, this didn't seem likely because I had quantum gambling on my side and it was working. But he unnerved me. He made me doubt myself. And then it happened. Recently, I lost everything that I'd managed to build up since Vanessa left me.
Yeah, but like, are you broke or do you not have a job? You're a physicist, but what does that mean? You just like give lectures? Are you like a school professor? Or what does it mean?
Honestly? Well, I think he feared quantum physics. He didn't like things being explained in terms of science, almost as if he'd have preferred chaos.
Here it is bringing up chaos. It's definitely Alderby.
Are you sure that question's for me?
All right, okay.
I was at a fundraiser for a charity called Mind Stretch Outreach. Don't know how I got roped into that, I can't remember. But it was full of very clever children with bizarre outlooks on life. And Jaya. It was Jaya who asked me to go.
How do you know Jaya? It's about Mind Stretch Outreach, Mr. Alderby.
Oh, she's Dr. Dekker's lovely assistant. I imagine she's your lovely assistant now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she always smiles and makes me a cup of tea before a session. Smile. Which reminds me, my session. Can we talk about my problem now?
Why'd you go on this whole fucking rant about quantum suicide if that wasn't your problem, huh? You want to commit actual suicide, my guy? Because I can help with that. It's called murder. But I can help.
It's full of poor kids with very capable minds. I did give them a talk on quantum tunneling once, and they loved it. Not sure it'll put dinner on the table for any of them, though.
What?
It's full of poor kids with very capable minds. I did give them a talk on quantum tunneling once, and
Quantum tunneling? Quantum tunneling?
Maybe if you asked me that in a parallel universe, I actually know the answer.
You fucker.
Oh, you're gonna have to Google that, Doctor, I'm afraid. I'm not a walking Wikipedia.
You gave him a lecture on it.
But, I am paying you by the hour. Maybe look up Schrodinger's cat whilst you're there.
Yeah, I know all about fucking Schrodinger's cock, okay? Our trap's gay, the question is maybe. And the answer is maybe. Thing is, it looks like a girl until you get to the point of no return, so, like, it's not gay until then. You just go up to someone and ask what their genitalia is right away.
I'm not a gambler, Doctor. I'm a scientist. I need more money. It's true I've run out of money for my research. An opportunity has arisen.
An opportunity, yes. What research? I don't know, researcher.
Quantum gambling. It's a
Right.
project. It's got nothing to do with work. But if I don't have significant amounts of money to lose, then there won't be enough jeopardy for the experiment to work.
If you're able to make significant amounts of money, then there's still no jeopardy, guy. You have to quit your job.
Well, the Ministry of Defense, of course.
What?
Guns aren't going to win the next war. Quantum physics is.
Oh my god, he's right. What's it matter how your war went if you can just do some of this quantum suicide stuff and pick the universe where you didn't lose the war?
A very wealthy group of individuals have offered to pay me a very large sum of money if I attend their next private soiree. They don't want a talk or anything like that. They want a practical demonstration. They'll pay me £1 million if I can successfully survive 6 rounds of Russian roulette. Now, I am worried because of what Dr. Dekker said, but, well, I can't help but thinking that the stakes are so high I can't possibly lose. What do you think, Doctor? Should I take them up on their offer?
Yeah, sure. By your laws of quantum suicide and such, every time you lose, you'll just pick the reality where you didn't lose. And, you won. I want to say yes, but I also am well aware this is a test.
Splendid. I can't lose, Doctor. Let me demonstrate.
Exactly. I know you can't lose. So is he, like, dead now, or... I feel like if I told him no, he still would have gotten up and shot himself, because he's so fucking sure of his quantum physics bullshit. So, yeah. I don't feel bad about what I just did. There's a universe where he didn't die, and that's the whole point. Who do you want to talk to? Start with Nathan. Do I have anything in my notes about him? Okay, so those underlying things are keywords. Request for Jared, what happened to Ben? Ask the patients about the paper spike. I don't really know what that means, but okay. You know about the paper spike? Okay, tell me, how are you today? Let's start with that.
I burned the photos of Hannah.
Like I asked you to.
I suppose because the loss was superficial.
Yeah.
The next thing I burned was the rocking chair. That worked. I've
They
been
burned
getting
them
rid of
both.
stuff ever since. There was a day when I attacked a Salvation Army bin, but I gave in.
You attacked a salvo bin? Oops. Well, he didn't know the answer anyways, but... Yeah.
I accidentally put Hannah's diary into a Salvation Army donation bin. They're like huge post boxes with a circular tray that makes sure things spill to the bottom. I tried to get in to get it back, but I gave up.
She put her diary in the bin. I thought you needed to destroy things, not fucking donate them.
I read the last few weeks of Hannah's diary a while ago. I must have accidentally dropped in some clothes for the Salvation Army bin. It's funny, because I wasn't going to read it. She said she'd fallen out of love with me. That she was going to break off the engagement.
Oh.
That she didn't love me anymore. I regretted it.
That's sad. But if you know about the Salvo Army, and you've donated some of her clothes, why didn't you donate them all, guy? Why'd you burn them? Or did you only burn her underwear or some? That's okay. I don't think you're supposed to donate underwear. What did you regret? Or ah! Joked a bit.
I regretted that I mourned for Hannah so long. I regret the grief. I regret all the days I slept through because of it. Had I known she didn't love me anymore, things would have been different.
Not
I'm a bit
true.
angry now. If I had that day over again, I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
You don't mean that. Maybe that's where your power comes from, huh? You wanna go back and meme to kill her. You fucker. That's horrible. You're horrible. If you still loved her, then like you were gonna mourn her anyways. But
I read the last few weeks of Hannah's diary a while ago.
right, you read her diary. She didn't love you anymore.
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore? And thanks for the dating advice, by the way.
Ah, fuck yeah. Ah, yeah. I was gonna ask that. And it has stars next to it, so I was obviously gonna ask about the dating, but yeah, let's just keep going with that.
You told me not to look for anyone else until I was ready. So I didn't. I've just been sitting at home, reading Hannah's diary, stewing. I ordered a pizza. A nice girl delivered it.
Ooh, porn setup, huh?
It took a week of days to get that pizza girl to smile. And you know what did it? A tip, as much as the pizza cost. So money does make you happy.
Bro, that's a hard incel move. So a pizza costs like 14 bucks, something like that, for a large pie. And if you just ordered it for himself, it might have been a small, so like $10 maybe. Still, that's a fat tip. That's what we call a power top. Bro, that's a fat tip.
That's not really relevant.
Money makes you happy?
If I cared about money that much, I wouldn't be working at a supermarket. I'm just trying to care about something at the moment.
Oh, well, see, that's the first mistake. You can't work at a supermarket. Nobody likes that. That's why Walmart's employees are all old.
I read the last few weeks of Hannah's diary a while ago. I must have accidentally dropped in some clothes for the Salvation Army bin. It's funny, because I wasn't going to read it. She said she'd fallen out of love with me. That she was going to break off the engagement. That she didn't love me anymore. I regretted it.
Didn't ask why did he read it.
I'm not trying to hide anything. I just don't know. You've You've asked me that already. No. Wait, maybe that was yesterday. I don't know, anyway.
You fucker. Yeah, I don't know. Right, paper spike. Tell me about it, bro.
I didn't notice Dr. Dekker had a paper spike. I haven't really seen more than a foot in front of me since Hannah died.
Huh? That's a weird statement, but there's also no star, so I can't really dig into it more.
I've told you all I know about Dr. Dekker. He started out good, then turned a bit crazy towards the end. When you start giving people more problems as a therapist, that's a bit crazy.
Why do you keep coming? Yeah. He gave you more problems.
I started out with depression. Now I seem to repeat days. Even if you don't believe the repeat days, then I clearly have extra mental health problems that he's given me.
So he did only come here for depression initially. Like, you know, I'm not sure if I believe your repeat days, buddy. No, I do. We've experienced them together. Why was he crazy?
I think that he possibly cursed other people, a bit like he cursed me. Sometimes you could see he was bursting to tell me about it, but he couldn't. He was ecstatic with power.
What? Yeah, you said this before, he didn't really have an answer. He just, yeah, he cursed me, I'm a nerd.
Ah, the curse. Well remembered. I was hoping you'd forget. It's going to sound crazy. Dr. Dekker said I would never be able to move forward until I came to terms with my grief. And so from this point on, I start to relive the same day over and over again until I made something of it. I believed him.
He didn't curse you. That's 100% your fault. You just said fucking quit being a bitch. And I don't know, I think you just did. You read her diary and shit, bro. Shit.
Like I said, it takes something like a tragic event to move my day forward. I do more and more bizarre things to try and get things moving. It's a curse, like I said.
No. What kind of things have you done to move your days forward?
I intentionally cut myself, I publicly humiliate myself, I steal things, I hurt people around me, just enough to get another day to start. I ran out of people around me pretty quickly.
It just sounds like things a guy who just got broken up with would do, except, you know, she's dead, but like, I don't know, people probably understand what's going on. Why did you believe him? That's a good question. Why did you even believe him? You have the curse power, you butt. And I mentioned the curse, okay?
That doesn't mean anything to
You.
I didn't want to believe him. I remember I said, you can't just say things and they happen. He laughed and laughed. I think he was going mad. He said he'd give me a demonstration.
Sorry. A demonstration.
He held his hand outstretched and told me to look at the flame. There was no flame, and then there was. He was holding a flame in his hand that had come out of nowhere. And he tried to hypnotize me to make me forget it. I didn't forget seeing the flame. He wanted me to forget it all, but I didn't. For whatever reason, he couldn't undo what he'd done. I was scared. I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
Well, why did you pretend?
I was scared what Dr. Dekker would do to me if he found out I still knew. So I had to play along. Keep coming to the sessions. Pretend I hadn't seen what he'd done. It was awful, because I was suffering through the same days over and over again. But I couldn't talk to him about it. Because he'd know.
Oh, maybe he wanted you to stop lying. How therapy works. Did you ever tell Dekker the truth? Damn.
I was scared what Dr. Dekker would do to me if he found out I still knew. So I had to play along. Keep coming to the sessions. Pretend I hadn't seen what he'd done. It was awful, because I was suffering through the same days over and over again. But I couldn't talk to him about it. Because he'd know.
What would he have done to you?
Sorry, drawing a blank.
But what could Dekker do to you?
I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. I wanted to be as far away from him as possible. I don't know who did.
Okay. Well, I guess he had a reason to kill him. Paranoia. But I still don't think it was him. Yeah, he just wanted to get away from it. Like, I don't know why he'd get himself even more paranoid or whatever. Unless that was a tragedy he used to get his day to move forward. Why don't you forget? Why is it so important that you forgot?
He'd become bored of me, so I got much of my insight from calls or messages he'd take during our sessions. I think because he hypnotized me, he didn't want to play with me anymore, so I got basic therapist.
He got bored of you?
He told me lots of people get depression, to become more active, see more people. And although he wouldn't always be there to listen, Jaya would be.
You talked to Jaya a lot?
Yeah, I talked to her quite a lot. I'm not sure how many days of that she'd remember. She seemed to care, which is more I can say for Dekker.
Right, I should ask him about, did Dekker ever call you? Bruh!
No, I don't know about that.
I was trying to leave out as many keywords as possible and still didn't go. I don't know.
I've got nothing to tell you.
Bro, I don't know. There is a star here, that's why it's still orange, but... I freaking tried. He didn't want to talk about the number yesterday, he doesn't want to talk about it today. So, he's a blip.
I read the last few weeks of Hannah's diary a while ago. I must have accidentally dropped in some clothes for the Salvation Army bin. It's funny, because I wasn't going to read it. She said she'd fallen out of love with me. That she was going to... I don't know anything about that.
Try one more time.
I read the last few weeks of Hannah's diary a while ago. I must have accidentally dropped in some clothes for the Salvation Army bin. It's funny, because I wasn't going to read it. She said she'd fallen out of love with me. That she was going to break off the engagement. That she didn't love me anymore.
I know she said she's just not saying, but like, no, no. Okay, well, I'm out. I'm out of stuff for him. How we doing here? We'll go with one of the shorter ones. Probably Jaya. Usually doesn't have much to say. She's not really grieving Dr. Dekker. Right. How are you today? Any news on Ben? Paper spike? Anything else to share about Dekker? Yeah, about the gist of my list of things to tell her. Yeah,
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it. I suppose you're going to start doing home visits now, like Dr. Dekker?
yes. Well, why would I want her address? Talk about grief today? Yeah. Home visits.
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you.
I mean, she seems fine in the office, and I didn't ask for the email, and it's the question sounds like I didn't ask either, so, like... Huh. What? Have you been watching me?
Checks and balances, Doctor. Somebody needs to be watching the watchman, so to speak. Make sure you're helping, not hindering.
So you let me shoot that guy too. Glad to know we're partners in crime, Miss J. Was Dr. Dekker helping or hindering? Yeah.
He probably did his fair share of helping and hindering. He was definitely helping in the beginning, but then seemed to lose sight of things.
Yeah. I was about to write house so, but that's not enough detail.
I think he was so overwhelmed by the patients he was getting. His curiosity just got the better of him. There was a definite turning point.
I realize I've been clicking the things a lot. I don't wanna seem like I'm being too lazy. It's just nice to have actual well-written questions in here instead of things that are unrelated. You know?
Somewhere around the time Professor Alderby turned up, that seemed to unsettle him. And then we had a flood of extra weird patients. I think it was all too much for him. I think I misjudged him. I hope you deal with it better.
Is that what, like, foreshadowing what's about to happen? Because Olderby just showed up. Like, am I gonna have a ton of weird patients tomorrow? Judged him.
There's just a lot of crazy flying around, Doctor. Don't catch any of it.
Yeah. I guess she didn't think that he could go crazy.
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you. Honestly, I think Dr. Dekker had a bit of a crush on Mariana, or
We all do.
vice versa. I'm not really sure. There's some footage from their home sessions if you want to see them.
I'm sorry, home session footage? It better be hot.
I don't know anything about that.
Bruh. Did he not get any evidence, or... Can I see the footage?
That's a strange question to ask. Honestly, I think Dr. Dekker had a bit of a crush on Mariana, or vice versa. I'm not really sure. There's some footage from their home sessions if you want to see them.
Footage from their home sessions.
That's not something I know about.
Jaya, come on, work with me here. It's like literally in bold print.
Honestly, I think Dr. Dekker had a bit of a crush on Mariana, or vice versa. I'm not really sure. There's some footage from their home sessions if you want to see them.
I spelled that all right, yeah.
Nope. Ask me another. Some mornings I come into work and still expect him to be here. Sometimes it feels like he actually is here, watching over me. We had a connection. It's gone now, though. You can't have a connection with the dead, can you? Not for too long, anyway. You're overthinking things. You don't need to ask me that.
I'm really tempted to look up how to get this fucking footage out of her because, like, I'm trying so hard. And, you know, I think that... Fuck being tempted, I'm just gonna see if it's, like, even a thing. Ah, boy. Hold on, let me rephrase my question here. Damn it. What is happening? boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Yes, I want to see the footage. Like, how many times did I write almost that?
Have you been taking notes in our session, Doctor? Perhaps you should check them?
Oh, whoops, I spelled it wrong. I was staring at the screen.
That was a joke, Doctor. I guess we found our level.
Oh. I see, so they don't actually have footage because they were home visits, and yeah. Okay, well. Okay. Right, we almost went into spoiler territory there, but thankfully the guide was formatted in a nice way. See, it was done by Axe, so I just scrolled down past all the stuff that I already did, and then it threw up like a nice picture of everyone at each part, so once I saw, what's his face? Mr. Shoots himself McGee, I just like scrolled down slowly until I saw one of Jaya. I mean, now we're here.
Some mornings I come into work and still expect him to be here. Sometimes it feels like he actually is here, watching over me.
Right,
Dr. Dekker asked me to have dinner with him for Valentine's. I refused, obviously, because you don't sleep where you eat or something like that. But it was flattering, especially with competition like Mariana around.
competition? I thought you said you don't sleep where you eat. Where you eat? I thought you, said don't sleep, yeet.
Sorry, I didn't mean I was competing. I was happy Mariana was going out with him. I didn't want to be romantic with him. We had a stronger connection than that.
I thought your connection was stronger. You got some fucking. You got some fiber optic grub.
Dr. Dekker and I shared some philosophy. We'd both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind, and we agreed with a lot of what it said. Have you read that book, Doctor?
The Cult of the Kinetic Mind? No, you kidding me? That sounds like some crazy person shit. Why would I read that? Please. Is this a real book?
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
Oh, okay, well, I agree. Is psychokinesis common? What is psychokinesis? And what is psychokinesis?
Psychokinesis is the ability to change the physical world without actually touching it, just by using your mind. It's not just about bending spoons. It covers all sorts of things like telepathy, telekinesis, telesabalas. Shoot me, I'm a Kojak fan.
Oh, Jack. Yeah, well, their ability to manipulate the collective unconscious. Be so fucking full of yourself that you think you have more control over it than other people. And by that, you do. Do you believe in psychokinesis? Is psychokinesis common?
Like I said, all those cool things are in Cult of the Kinetic Mind, apart from Kojak, obviously. If you ever get a patient who thinks they can change the world with just their mind, then duck, just in case they can. But seriously, do a whole load of shrinking and make them better. Whether you believe in psychokinesis or not, you'll need to figure out your approach with those that do.
Mm-hmm. How do you spell Kojak?
Like I said, all those cool things are in Cult of the Kinetic Mind, apart from Kojak, obviously.
Kojak? What approach? Tell me about the paper spelling is psychokinesis common?
No, not at all in my experience. Dr. Dekker had an unusual number of patients who claimed psychokinesis. Either he'd been specifically looking for them or someone had been sending them.
How would someone send them here? Good question. Someone was sending psychokinetic patients here.
It's entirely possible that someone is targeting this practice with psychokinetic patients. To what end, I don't know. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are diagnosed as insane, or at least temporarily insane. It's a handy diagnosis if you're facing criminal prosecution, especially if it's for murder. No, not at all in my experience.
How many ES psychokinetic patients have you seen?
Most of the patients you're seeing have claimed some kind of psychokinesis. If you don't think that's the case, then they just haven't told you yet.
You believe in it? I read the Cold Kinetic Mind.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
I don't want to spell psychokinesis again. Do you have psychokinesis? No, okay. What approach should I take with
How do you make people who think they have special powers better? Do you remain passive and support, encourage them, take them away?
I kind of reacted to her face with the same face. I don't know. Be passive, encourage their powers. I don't think being passive helps anyone. Should I encourage or remove them, though? I don't know. I mean, obviously their powers are a delusion, and even if they're real, they're pretty dangerous, so I guess I should remove them. I think that should be my goal, to get rid of them, but I don't know. I guess I should remove them.
That's what I'd try to do.
Glad to hear it, Jaya. That's why you're bae. Is that the end of that chain of questions? Right. So you didn't go out with him. What did you do on Valentine's?
I was at home on my lonesome, Doctor, like I said before.
Well, then why'd you turn him down, huh? Talk to Elen. She'll tell you everybody needs the loving.
I don't know. I was at home on my lonesome, Doctor, like I said before. I don't know everything. I know most things, but
I don't know. Why did you turn Dekker down? Why didn't you go out with Dekker? Oh, okay. This is about Nathan?
I didn't really speak to Nathan that much at all. But I have this strange feeling that I know him really well. I can't quite put my finger on it.
The repeat days. You have reading Steiner? I think the days aren't actually repeating, but everyone's just forgetting that yesterday even happened. So, like, it's the same effect, but he's retaining his memories because he's the only one who's not forgetting. Jaya says you didn't talk that much. No. Okay, well. With a shot. Why would I want her address?
Doctor, if you don't want it, don't text me and ask for it. It's all right. I don't mind doing menial tasks for you. Someone has to do them.
I think someone might have asked you to send me her address. A certain murdery, sexy patient that gave me a lot of mixed signals. Yeah, she's becoming very suspicious. She's if Claire was like here, she's like here right now. Like still maybe Claire, but she's becoming a little more sus. Right, Ben.
I think that's all settled now. We are agreeing to pay Ben £5,000 and he's agreeing not to say anything about what he saw.
Right, Ben is the janitor, I think. Why do we need to silence him? What? Yeah, what did Ben see?
He thought he saw a creature coming out of Dr. Dekker's mouth. Well, at least that's the reason he's given for not emptying the bins that night. Either way, it's not the kind of publicity that we need. Shiny, happy, sane people.
I don't know what that sound was. A creature came out of this man's mouth. Yeah. I don't suppose it was a cephalopod, like a certain squid they dug up at a church that everyone seems to go to. A squid that necklace this suspicious person wears. God, she's always wearing such extravagant dresses. Looks so comfy too. Anyways. Speaking of which, I like the pattern on hers. Kind of tacky, but it's also like almost has the optical illusion effect. It's something that you would expect someone in her position to wear, I guess. Coming out the paper spike? Yep.
It's in that police report that I gave to you. You should really take a look at it.
It's in the police report? What? Right, your grief, you feeling any grief yet?
No, that's not it. Grief is such a strange word if you keep saying it. Grief, grief, grief. It sounds like somebody's being whipped. And you're going to ask me how I feel today?
I'm writing this.
I don't know anything about that.
I spelled whipped wrong. It sounds like being whipped.
Oops, that was a strange thing to say, wasn't it? Whipped. Am I all whips and chains in the bedroom or dominant in the boardroom? Don't answer that, it's not a question. It's early days for a harassment suit yet, what with Ben's nervous shock already.
And that's almost what I just asked. Right, didn't you say something about that yesterday? I think Jay might be into the Dom.
That's not something I know.
Oh, I didn't know about Dekker's mother, and sure, and other patients mentioned that, didn't I?
Dr. Dekker did send me to see his mother once. She was dying in a nursing home and he didn't want to see her. I remember him calling her a manipulative, evil old hag. You tend not to ask any more questions after that.
A manipulative, evil old hag. That's harsh.
Sorry, I didn't mean I was competing. I was happy Mariana was going out with him. I didn't want to be romantic with him. We had a stronger connection than that.
You didn't want to be romantic.
No.
You were happy? No. You were happy he was seeing Mariana?
That's a strange... Sorry, I didn't mean I was competing. I was happy Mariana was going out with him. I didn't want to be romantic. I have no idea what they did and when they did it. I'm happy to keep it that way too. I don't know everything. Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you. You're overthinking things. I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it. I suppose you're going to start doing home visits now, like Dr. Dekker?
I feel like these both have the green star for the same reason, but I don't know what I'm missing.
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you.
Am I allowed to do home visits? Right, I'm lost on that. Just said she was alone on Valentine's Day. Asked why she didn't like her Dekker. So I don't know.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples.
Turned their followers into disciples?
Followers and disciples have a very strong tie to their cult leaders, almost like they've been brainwashed. The author suggests that this is because they've witnessed some kind of psychokinesis, like pyrokinesis or telekinesis.
Like what he did to Nathan. So, when Nathan's been burning things, is that because he's psychokinetic? Kinesis?
No, I don't know about that.
Nope.
I don't know, that's spelled fascinating. I'm gonna go click on that.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast. Yes, psychology. I think you'll find it's relevant, Doctor.
I guess I was supposed to ask, is she into psychology? Yeah, well, I got rid of that. I don't know where I'm going with these other ones, so, yeah, I guess we're done with her, right?
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it. I suppose you're going to start doing home visits now, like Dr. Dekker?
No. I don't know where to go with that, so, yeah, I think that we are done for today, and this is probably enough for the next one. Maybe we'll get into another one or two. Yeah, I think we were probably all, why do I keep clicking that? I think we're all good on time, so, yeah, as I said before, I don't really have to work right now because of the pandemic, so, I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow necessarily, but in a day or two, for sure. Ideally when my brother's not around. He's home today, but it didn't really matter because he was sleeping this whole time, so whatever. Anyways, guys, I will see you sometime real soon, and hopefully I'll remember more of what happened in this session than before, which will help us with asking questions, maybe. Oh, See yous. See ya!